welcome back to another video. Thank you for all the love in the last couple videos. You guys have been awesome. For those of you that have reached out to me, the common question I get is, you know, what got me into motorcycles and why I'm so attached to it the way that I am. More about the gear that I'm using, the bike I'm on, how I got it, that sort of thing. So we'll get right into it after the intro.
Know I do to make it through the times we had. I see it now, I see it now.
I started riding motorcycles, it was right after high school, 2004. I actually brought my first motorcycle home and my parents were kind of furious with me. You got that whole you don't need to be riding motorcycles kind of thing. So shout out to them for finally coming around and accepting the fact that this is what I love to do, even though they did it begrudgingly. Anyways, so yeah, 2004 I got my first motorcycle. It was a 92 Gsxr Katana 750. If any of you have ever ridden that bike, it's left me stranded more than once. I guess I can't speak enough, any bad about it, because it got me into, well, this point here. Without it, I probably would not be riding a motorcycle right here. So that being said, it was a good starter bike. I had it for I'd say a couple of years, and when it finally capped out on me, I was done with it. I couldn't keep it running anymore. Again, I was just out of high school. My mechanical skills were not the greatest, and I just kind of gave up. So a guy I worked with at the time said, I'll buy it from you for $1,000, and I said sure. So he ended up getting it running, and it lasted for a while with him. So after that, I'd kind of taken a break from it. I was just starting out life. I didn't have time to dive into mechanical problems and trying to keep a vehicle working and that sort of thing. So I took a few years off, and then I was kind of getting into the car culture. Again, it got to the same thing where it was just, mechanical problem after mechanical problem. For those of you who know me, it was a 95 240SX. It was one of my favorite cars. I just had trouble keeping it running. So I ended up getting it running, I sold it, and I basically traded it straight across for this, which is a 2005 Gsxr 1000. This thing has been absolutely phenomenal. I love Japanese motorcycles. They're just easy. You can ride them hard. You keep up on your maintenance, like this fork seal that I still have to do, but the parts have finally arrived. So hopefully that'll be this week sometime. But you can ride them hard and put them away, and it will never let you down as long as you do your maintenance, that sort of thing. So after I bought this, I was in Saskatchewan. This thing's a highway beast. It loves high speeds, obviously being 1,000. I wanted to enjoy curves more. I wanted to get into riding hard and not just having a fast bike, but being a fast rider. So I invested in CBR 125, and shout out to all the Saskatchewan guys out there that got me into 125 racing, because it was an absolute time of my life. It was an unreal amount of knowledge on how to ride a motorcycle hard. That being said, okay, it's a 125, how does it go fast? Well, it's not so much the speed, but when you're road coursing a motorcycle in turns like these, with a 125, you don't have the speed to come out of corners. So your technique has to be pristine. And again, I can't speak highly enough about the guys out there that got me involved with it. They were great to learn from, great group of guys to hang out with. Yeah, just all around great guys. So naturally that translates into a bigger motorcycle, but now I've got the power to get into corners harder, stop a little harder, dive deeper into the corners, that sort of thing. That's kind of when I fell in love with motorcycles. It was taking my motorcycle game to a whole new plateau. Racing big bikes is not something I have done yet. It's something I would like to do, but I can't risk this thing because it is my pride and joy. I put a lot of time and money into it. So a lot of people, when I first, again going back to when I first started riding, said that 750 was way too big a motorcycle for me to be starting on. Now, that being said, for a lot of people, it probably would be. But I had enough fear for the machine and enough respect for it that I could take it easy, I could get used to it, and I had more bike to use if I needed it. I took my time, you know, I was respectful of the machine, which I think is important. Even this thing puts a healthy fear into me every once in a while. Would I recommend somebody starting out on a 750 on 1,000? It's all dependent. What do you want a motorcycle for? Do you want to sit back and lay back and just kind of cruise? Do you want to be Street Fighter mode? Do you want to be into these corners as much as I enjoy them? Is it just a daily commuter in a city like Vancouver? It's all dependent. The question you need to ask yourself is, can you be respectful of the machine that you're buying? A lot of people say, oh, I'd just kill myself on that thing. Well, if you're that mentality and you're getting into motorcycles, never been on them before, then you should probably look at starting small. You know, that way the twist of the wrist isn't going to kill you. You're going to go from a smaller bike into a bigger bike like this, or a 636 like we just bought my girlfriend, which you will see in later videos. Right now I'm just kind of rebuilding the master cylinder, so hopefully that'll be good to go tonight, and you'll see it in a future episode. But when you go from a smaller bike to a bigger bike, you're starting from scratch, and it very much is learning a new motorcycle. You need to know what it is you want out of motorcycling. If you're like me and you can just relax, take the time to learn a new machine and not on your first day go out and do wheelies and burnouts and stuff like that, then you're probably okay starting with a little bit bigger of a bike, and then you've got room to expand. And it comes down to, can you be honest with yourself and think, are you going to be okay learning on something like a 600? If no, if it's too much of a bike, then start small. Forget what everybody else thinks. Start small. Build that perfect foundation so that you can get into motorcycling properly. Learn to be a defensive driver and not biting off more than you can chew, and building a strong foundation early on so that you can learn to ride motorcycles properly and most of all safely. We're gonna go see my puppy. Come here, puppy. Come here. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? You having fun at the park? Hey? That's going to do it for me. Thank you all for the love. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any other questions, by all means, feel free, leave a comment below, ask me anything you want. And as always, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.
Now I see you, yeah, you know I do, to make it through the times we had. I see it now.